Come on, YouTube, you can do it. Activate.
Activate.
But yes, hello, good time zones, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. I am your dungeon master, NiccoSilverado, and welcome to episode 2 of campaign 3, The Realm of Revolution. And we are out here excited as we are in a new realm, a new place, and we finally made it out of prison. Before we officially begin the recap, though, I would like to welcome two of our other players who weren't able to make it last session. We have Reg and we have Mazakine here along with the party. And then Daisy will not be joining us this weekend as they have some personal things, so we'll be having one down, but we do have two fantastic players to join us here today. And before we do officially begin the recap, I would like to ask that Mazakine and Red, excuse me, are we calling, how are we calling your character? Is it Reg? Is that Reg, gotcha.
Reg.
Fantastic. Mazakine, could you please provide the audience here today a 30-second blip of who Mazakine is and what they look like?
Sure. So Mazakine Thorngage is a stout halfling of about 3'5" feet. She's about middle-aged, close to about 50 years in age. 50 years of age. She has really dark ebony-colored skin, and she wields a meteor hammer. She is a bodyguard for the Temple of Bast by trade, and she has a rope harness that is woven around her chest, and then her hair is this massive white column of various braids, or white and gray column of like her hair being woven in all of these different braids into this column of hair behind her. She's just kind of a stern, serious, disappointed aunt figure.
And Mazakine is a cleric, is that right?
Yeah, she's a cleric of order for the Temple of Bast.
Lovely. Thank you very much. All right, Reg, hit us up with that, with what Reg is.
Reg is a rogue. And is very emo. I don't know how else to put it, but like just emo as fuck. Black. His eyes are black with black lines over his eyes. Black hair, red skin. He is a hobgoblin. And he never expects to live to the next day. Features and traits. There we are. That's what I was looking for. No, not.
Right on.
I hate this app. He's 5'9", so 69 inches tall, because haha funny. He's 32 years old, and he never expects anyone or himself to ever live to the next day, so he tries to live it to the fullest.
There we go. Well, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those who were here, we are now officially, for those who missed the previous episode, we are now inside the realms of the Githyanki Snow Kingdoms of Valketh, a realm and region occupied by a Githyanki military force, and due to the instances of copious amounts of wild magic and uncontrolled magical surges, the once heavily green forested summerlands have now been terraformed into a winter hellscape full of rifts, magic portals, and various other misfortunes. But where we last left off, the party had found themselves 1,000 miles away on the opposite end of the continent in the maximum security region known as the Chains of Calamity, a location that was originally hosted various criminals, war criminals, and people of various misdeeds. But everyone within this realm of the party did various actions, from finding ways to break out of their prison cells, allowing them to sneak out of the prison cells into the sewers after fighting very briefly with a bullet. It was then that the party, after their brief encounter, discovered the presence of a red-cloaked cult hidden away, hunting down an unknown artifact hidden beneath the prison, which the prison themselves was going to make the prisoners hunt and do excavations for them under the guise of everyone basically working out their sentences. The party, through the usage of exploration, found an entranceway to the secret temple underneath the prison to discover a talking grimoire known by the name of Ortho Razmataz. The grimoire itself was sealed away by very old ancient magic and surrounded by various guardians of such, which then the party, after decoding and releasing Ortho Razmataz into their care, briefly met a dark wizard, only known by the name of Salic, a strange dark blue cat-like creature with very powerful magic, able to summon 1,000 skeletal spiders that blocked off the hero's exit. In a turn of events that required quick thinking and instantaneous decision making, Daisy, our Tabaxi monk, grabbed Ortho, holding him up into the moonlight to power a spell, and thought of the safest place that he could at the time, and the party was teleported to the realm of Valketh in order to be anywhere but there, escaping with not only their lives but also finally escaping prison by entering into the country via teleportation. After you guys as the party found your way and got yourselves picked up again, you traveled up north to a location known as Kalik Shack, which is a minor outpost for the Githyanki. And we're gonna have a nice little thing here. Got it. Sorry, here. There we go. Yeah. So you guys now find yourself inside the moderately decent sized outpost here that has a pretty good number of residents inside this area, about relatively 500 to 600 individuals, mixtures of military folks as well as merchants of all types. From what you can find here, the majority of the population, about roughly 70%, is mostly Githyanki, and the other 30% is a mixture of foreign races. For those of you who rolled well yesterday, and for Mazakine and Reg, I'll say you guys passively rolled well. This location has a strict border policy, but allows people who are involved with adventurers guilds or merchant guilds to be given access to the outpost. You guys are now currently inside of the local inn known as the Emperor's Roost. You had spent the night inside of a local stable. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, you are all still dirty. Your armor is damaged and broken in some spots. And you all still reek of the sewage, as you have yet to find a bath at this moment in time. It is currently morning. Ortho is in your possession. He is a fully sentient book that he is able to himself float and fly around you all. But at this moment in time, you do not know your connection to Ortho in regards to why Salic, the Dark Mage, is after him. And you need to now find out what to do next, as you are now being hunted by a Dark Mage cult.
Dimitri sleeps in.
All right. That is fair.
Also welcome, Daisy.
Hello.
Hi, Daisy. So yes, so right now it's currently, you can hear the inn is buzzing right now, as there's a fair amount of people inside the inn at this moment in time. You're on the outsides right now. The town itself is moderately busy. It's a fair amount of traffic, but it's not like a full party, I should say. And with all of you guys with your clothing, you're still relatively cold, as you're not wearing like full winter gear.
Well, Daisy gets up, looks around, see if anyone else is up. Also, there are 2 daisies on the field.
Ah, yes, you're multiplying. Simulacrums.
Ah, mitosis time. The only true thing to do. Anyway, Daisy gets up, look around, see if anyone else is up, and I'm just gonna say, so how's everyone feeling?
Did we just like camp out in the woods in the wilderness for the night?
No, you spent the night in a horse stable.
Barely.
Okay.
We had to pay them a lot of money.
Who's they?
The innkeeper.
Like the innkeeper?
Daisy
So we
has
paid a lot of
connection.
money and we didn't even get a room?
Yep.
Yes.
We're not natives.
Daisy has a
Well,
connection.
most of us.
Or had a connection. It's not now. Dimitri's still sleeping. He's not getting up unless he's shaken up. He is a teenage boy.
So a brief moment.
All right, checks out. Checks out.
So a brief moment of pause. You watch as Ortho kind of places himself on a nearby, kind of like a wooden shelf within the stables. And for Mazakine and for Reg, Ortho is a large grimoire book that's about the size of an average atlas, very thick, about a 20-pound book. And in the very front page of his book is a circular area that in the background is like a swirling nova of like stars, and in the very center is a floating old man head. And
Bet.
and you watch as Ortho he puts himself onto the area, and he just begins to speak. Right then, was everyone able to sleep moderately well? I know the conditions weren't grand, but make do with what we had. Better than the prison, I'd hope.
Dimitri rolls
I
over.
will
Oh,
grab-
somebody shut that book up.
I was gonna say, I lived another day. I just sit up and start picking up all my stuff.
I'd much rather be here than that feckin' prison. So, all things considered, I slept pretty well.
That is good.
Continues watching clothing.
I apologize, this may be too forward, but why? If you saw the room above the temple that I was in, it was a prison, like an everyday prison.
Oh yeah.
Some kind of high security prison.
You can see like Ortho, like every time like he pauses, like his book shakes a little bit. Might I ask why you were placed in the prisons?
I was innocent. I don't know why.
I was framed.
Framed, eh? That I can see that like many of you look very well. How do I put this? A lot of you seem in many senses that I don't sense any misdeeds, or at least any evil from many of you, but I believe you require some degree of a proper explanation about the situation that happened back within the realms of the temple. As I mentioned prior to, I was at one point, before I was turned into the book that you see now, I myself was a royal advisor to the former king of the human. I was a former royal advisor to the royals back in the human kingdom of Phyrexia. Over the course of many generations of kings and queens, I had amassed a fair amount of knowledge, and during the later points in my life, in order to prevent the loss of knowledge, my king and I found ourselves requiring to preserve me, put me into this realm, into this book. And over the years, I have seen fair deals of treasure hunters and cultists alike amass themselves in my area. And Salik, the cat that you saw within the temple, he has tried many a times to enter into my book because he believes I have something that he needs. And every so often he gets ever so closer to finding a way to get past the seals. thankfully, before he was able to actually complete almost the thing, you all found me. And now I fear that you have all been mocked for a rather nefarious reason because of Salik's quest for me. And this may sound rough, but if you were all wrongfully placed into yourselves into prison, I believe that I might be able to offer a step to hopefully allow you to be relinquished of any misdeeds given to you by your courts of justice. Simply put, if you help me, I might be able to help exonerate the crimes that you didn't commit.
What's the catch?
At this moment in time, I do not know the state of governments, and I do not know the state of the world here, because I've been I've been out of touch for so long. Please, can you tell me where you are all from? I need to know what kingdoms exist. I'm sure 1,000 years have changed drastically.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
So
I'm
we're
in the
currently,
right
hold on, time out. So we are currently, I'm looking at the world map. Where are we currently located at again?
We are currently on the far right-hand side in the snowy regions of the realm.
We're
The
in
frost. Oh god, oh god, what does my fucking vision look like, folks? The Frostwake? There?
Yeah, we are located in... Here we go, ping everyone. I'll put you guys back on the group map here.
Okay.
So, we are located on the far right-hand side and ping right there.
Oh!
Yeah, so at this moment in time, you are currently just south of the Elvish Kingdoms, and you are just north of the nearby far reaches of the technological kingdoms right now.
Because we're in the Githyanki military country.
Yes. So the Red Dragon's crown.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to look at the maps for reference.
And so, like, Ortho, he sees as, like, a lot of you are kind of like, like, he can see that some of the words he's spoken to recently have caused a little bit of discomfort for some of you. Like with Tig, for example, like, you know, the things that she's done, kind of like, but you can see Ortho is getting a little bit, I guess for a book, might be antsy.
I'm quite proud of where I'm from. I would have no issues saying it. Yeah, I'm from the Druid Enclave of Ezwai.
The Enclaves are still there? Lovely. How big is the Enclave nowadays? Have you able to finally find a home for yourselves?
My Enclave, we've found our home. I'm, how long ago? I never decided how large. I imagine it'd be a fairly large conclave. We've been there for a few hundred years, so.
Yeah, so an established village.
Yeah, pretty established. I'm just gonna make up a number. Before I left, there were about 400 of us.
Respectable. Lovely. Right.
I'm from the city of Sovereign.
Oh, what is Sovereign?
You're gonna have to help me, Nick, because I forgot the kingdom's name.
Fyrex, basically the human kingdom where Ortho's from.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sovereign's the capital of Fyrex.
Oh, they changed the name. That's a little bit disrespectful,
I guess,
but they changed the
I
name.
suppose.
Right. I love that. How is the kingdom? How do you feel about the kingdom itself? Has it become a bustling land of magic and knowledge?
I mean, I'm not entirely familiar with the outside world, so I guess.
Let's say we're hopeful then.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I'd like to see about. I'm gonna type this out because ain't no way am I gonna know how to pronounce that name. I'll just take a screenshot.
That's fine.
Maybe I'll take a screenshot.
So yeah, I would say if you would like
Hello.
to talk to that individual person, if you want to talk with them by yourself, you could roll a well, you would know where this location would be if you wanted to speak with them privately. You want to speak with them privately, or you want to bring the group with them to get the information?
Privately for now,
Okay.
because I know I'm framed, so I want to talk to the two allies first. Let them know that I'm out, essentially.
Okay.
And that I'm looking for my enemy.
Okay. Your allies will be located in the Apothecary's Manor, which is the building just north of you.
Cool. I'm gonna tell the party I have some connections here. I will be back. How long of a trek is it?
Maybe like sometime around like 10 minutes. It's just nearby the building.
Oh, okay. I can't see it, so I was like, how far?
Oh yeah,
I'll
sorry.
be back within the hour.
Okay. So you watch as Reg kind of like slinks away from the stable, putting their hood up, and they leave the stable, and you're now one less person at this moment in time. Okay. So
If I had to guess, he's probably part of the Thieves Guild.
Reg, as you exit out of the
you?
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What was that?
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna RP with Daisy.
Okay. So
And what about you, Daisy?
I know like a couple people that are part of the Thieves Guild, but I'm not part of it myself.
Do you
I just
have a
know-
guild?
You could say it's a guild.
I'm just gonna like raise my eyebrow. Well, that's not fucking helpful.
I mean, being part of the army kind of counts as being a part of a guild.
Fair enough. So, do you have connections too?
Yeah. I know we have a couple of options on our hand here. We're gonna attempt to get some adventure cards here, but they're pretty difficult to get through. What with how deeply they look into your background checks, they could probably figure out that we escaped prison that way. A couple of other options would be to like get in contact with either the Thieves Guild, the Hunters Guild, finding somebody in the Merchants Guild. I could also attempt to call in a favor with my captain, but I don't want to call that in yet.
Well, never
Our best
easiest, I suppose.
It's not easy at all, sadly. Our best bet's probably the Thieves Guild. Surely someone can be paid off to do something.
With what money? We spent all our money getting this place.
I mean, I still have this shell. Maybe this is a patch of pretty price.
Are we in a large city in the Red Dragon's Crown? Like, are we in a large city, a small town? What's like the general population density here?
population density around looking at around about 400 to 500 people. It's basically like an enlarged, about a small town.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, meta guys, I'm pretty stumped here. Like, we have no resources, I mean, I think the only option that we really have is to follow Reg's lead.
And I told you guys to wait.
All right.
All right. We'll just sit and wait.
So we'll now go into verbal RP for this one here, Reg. So entering to the apothecary, you enter and you find your two contacts and they are, one of them appears to be a God, these are funny names. Love that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Clocknad is the first one I'm gonna call it, and then Zerk Canoe. I'm gonna call him. I'm for now. I'll say Clocknad and Zerk. How's that?
Perfect.
All right, Clocknad and Zerk. So you find Clocknad, who he himself appears to be a hobgoblin attendant who is at this moment in time dealing with some Githyanki officers who recently had some scraps with a nearby magic disturbance. And then you know your other friend Zerk was a former special call-in doctor for your guild. You enter into the area, and do you want to make yourself like more like known that you're in the room, or you want to kind of like slink into the sides?
I want to. How popular is this area?
There's about 10 to
What is this
15
room?
people inside the apothecary. They're moderately busy, but not like swamped.
Yeah, I'll try and sneak over and like do some like code thing, like how in robots there's like a ka-ka-ka. I don't want to do something as loud as that. I just want to like whistle or something
Okay,
at them.
sure. So you enter into the room and you
Get their
activate.
attention.
So you use a thieves' cant for your guild, and you watch as
Perfect.
the attendant, his ear twitches suddenly, and his body like jerks for a moment, and you watch as one of his eyes darts to the direction of the call, and he looks at you. Even though you're cloaked, he recognizes your stature, and his body kind of leans back, and his smile, he goes like a brief smile, and then it goes from like a smile to like a neutral expression for a moment. And he takes a moment, he's speaking in Githyanki, and he kind of shoos away the two officers, giving them some nearby health potions and what looks like to be instructions for something. And he looks to you and he gives you a secondary thieves' cant hand signal, and it basically tells you to go out in the back.
I follow.
All right, you jump into the back and you head over to what appears as Dr. Zerk, who appears to be a female Githyanki doctor. Very, very long shoulder blade length black hair, a very specialized mechanical lens that has 3 sets of lenses for like intense zooming in, and you can see that one of her right hands is a like Edward Scissorhands kind of contraption with various syringes and pokes and needles built into it. And
Okay, that.
and Zerk is currently face deep into a cadaver of a mind flare at this moment in time. And she is at this moment, she's currently just cursing at what appears to be the fact that she's having trouble working around the tentacles of this mind flare at this time. She knows you're in the room, but she hasn't paid you mind as to who you are yet.
Okay. I will just approach and be like, I was friend. I think you know that.
She's still like face deep into the mind flare. That's what I heard a lot of people saying. But yet, here you are, months later, and still no evidence otherwise to prove it. What are you here for? You have something banged up? Did you need someone's body removed from a place?
Not just yet. I need help and information on where is safe for myself, and I ended up with some pals.
You know, pals are not affordable in our line of work. You know this.
I owe them my life.
You know, the master told me that you're excommunicated from the guild because of what you did. The fact that
You
you're
know
still...
that wasn't me.
I know. But at the same time, I have to obey his laws. I'll tell you what then, friend.
Yes.
I can offer you one or two pieces of advice at most. But so you best choose your questions very quickly. Anything further, I won't be allowed to help you.
Meta. I'm like really fucking smart, but the player is not.
Sure.
So
meta-wise...
That shit is so real, though. That
is
shit
real.
is so real.
Okay, so meta-wise, what is it? So you're trying to find some places that are safe for you to hide in, or like what would you say your end goal is for information?
to pass through this town, and we're going to where the book needs to go, right?
Yes.
Party? Okay. Cool. I would like to know a safe way to get out of this city. For now.
Okay.
And then, maybe just a place for us to just clean ourselves. I reek.
So...
Or I should ask, any leads on my enemy that I put.
And this is like the person who did your framing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So she takes a brief moment to think, and she's once again just face deep into this mind flare, and you watch as she just and she pulls out what appears to be a mind flare parasite writhing and swirling around inside one of her pincers that are attached to her ring finger. And she's looking at it. You can hear the sound of her zoomed like glasses just kind of flipping more and more into this little item. She takes a moment breath and go back to here for everyone's sake. She explains to you that to the northwest, approximately 250 miles, give or take, away from you in the northwest is a nearby harbor that most foreigners come in from. If you want the least amount of red tape getting out, you will head to a location known as Kresh's Vale, which is an outpost to the northwest.
Thank you.
In regards to you having a
No.
place to get moments of cleans, you can come to my clinic at night today, and we can give you one night stay in regards to getting cleaned up and fixed. Only because it's you.
Okay. Thank you. You will not regret this.
Now, because you asked the third question, you need to roll persuasion in regards to your enemy.
Okay. $15.
Nice. It was a 14 DC. So you find yourself...
Oh!
So you find yourself as the doctor finally lets down the mind flare parasite after having squished it with one of her metallic fingers. And she looks to you, and you can see that there's a slight tear building up in her eye. And you can hear her voice is kind of almost like nonchalantly, like she's saying it figuratively versus being directing. It's like speaking directly to you. She looks, well, you know, I really hope that whoever the hell decides to go to the Stand by, I gotta double check my notes. Double check my notes from my place. I sure hope that operative at the Valley of the Protector doesn't find himself eaten by dragons. I know they're going to be there for a couple of months, but the Valley of the Protector is a dangerous place. And she looks to you, and she kind of looks to herself, like realizing that her words are probably more cryptic than they need to be, but it's the best that she has.
I nod.
And she looks to you and gives you one last thing, Reg.
Okay.
She gives you a potion of minor healing and a spell scroll of lesser restoration.
Yo. I say thank you. I'll be returning soon.
So you put your hood up, and Dr. Zerk kind of just puts their hood back up, and they're just working on some items again. And as you get up to the top of the stairs, you get past the receptionist, and you watch as Claudinad he kind of like snips at you, and he just goes, "Fucking traitor."
Hold on. So, meta. Hold on. Love this. In my head, when Reg left, I kind of just was following, because in my brain, I wouldn't want any of us to split up. Not that, like, we are all super loyal to each other yet, but we just kind of, like, scraped ourselves out of the literal bottom of the barrel together. So I wouldn't want us to split up totally individually. I had imagined, unless, Reg, you were, like, intentionally trying to, like, stealth and go off completely on your own, I would have been following and just kind of observing you interact with other people. Were you trying to be fully on your own?
Yeah.
Did you try to stealth off?
I tried to stealth off.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I just announced that, and then I tried to disappear. Rogue.
Rogue life.
And I'm gonna say, you'll learn. And then I go on sneak back.
All right.
Can I roll stealth before I get back to the corral? I don't know.
Stable. Yeah.
Stable, thank you.
What's everyone's passive perceptions? Because that'll basically be the DC for you to sneak past everybody. All right. For right now, we'll call the DC 15 for you to not be noticed by anybody.
Dirty 20.
All right. You are successful in regards to sneaking in. So everyone's just kind of like waiting around, kind of twiddling their thumbs, doing minor introductions. You guys talking about your own personal RPs, and Reg kind of just sneaks in during the midst of a midway of your conversation, and you find yourselves now for a moment just fully reunited. And Reg, you are officially back in the stables.
Bet. Who's the tallest among us?
I think it's technically either Daisy or Leo.
Daisy is
I'll go
5'7".
with the Daisy.
What's Daisy?
5'7".
Leo is 6 foot.
Okay, yeah, I think Leo's the tallest.
I'll come up to Leo then. and just kind of be like, hey, what do you do?
Like literally nothing. So
So Leo, so
no reaction.
so-
all of a sudden hearing,
hey, how's it going?
then I'll try and whip you around by grabbing your shoulder and kind of throwing myself to the side and be like, hey, I got us a place to get clean.
He's not going to resist. So,
Dope. So I just swing you around in a circle, essentially. And then I say, I got us a place to get clean, and one more night's stay, and a lead on where to leave, to go where the book wants us to go.
gonna follow his plan. So,
Oh, please, I would love to get clean.
oh yeah, same here.
Okay. So you all have the opportunity. So now it's currently about still early afternoon, maybe 11 o'clock at best. You, for Reg's sake, you have to wait until nighttime when the apothecary closes for you to be given access to the facility to shower and to clean yourselves off. So at this moment in time, you guys have a large amount of downtime to roam around, or if you have nothing you wish to do in the town itself, we basically can skip forward and then poof, it's nighttime and you're in the apothecaries.
Would I know where they could go to find like a map or anything, like an updated map?
You can typically buy
that they
most.
could buy?
You can buy the most of them in the nearby Merchants Hall, which is located at the southern entrance of the town, where all those like little shacks are.
Ooh, money.
Okay.
So in this town, you have the Merchant Square, which is located to the southern end, which is more generic thing. So it's like swords, ammo, magic, like very basic and magical potions. Or you can go to the guild hall itself, which is located just ahead of you, about maybe a 5-minute walk. Otherwise, the majority of this town is mostly here for residential and for updating and keeping the outposts fed and alive.
Okay. How much money did we have to pool together?
It was originally 125 to buy the inn, but at this moment in time, your room is paid for the night. You will not be able to stay here another night, or else you might get risk of being kicked out.
Okay, so I have like no money. Dope. Which is to be expected. I'm just gonna say I have I know where we can get a map updated, but with no coin, I'm not sure how we'll get it. I don't feel safe enough in my own city to try and take one off the table, but depends on how much you want a map.
What was the very last thing you said, Scoob? It broke up on my end.
Oh, basically, how much do you guys want a map?
Are we really that thirsty for a map?
I mean, we don't have anything at this point. We need to get something. We either need to get some sort of information or we need to earn some sort of gold. And earn is a subjective word here. We've been put into a position where it's basically like either Nico is going to present us with a way to earn coin, or we're going to take it, because there's no way for us at mid-level game with no possessions, no functioning armor, no functioning weapons, like nothing can... We're starting with literally nothing. So either Nico's going to give us something or we're going to force something, because we need to get some sort of resource here. We have 0 resources.
I've
Noted.
been...
Okay.
This whole time I've been mending stuff, so if you want something mended, I can at least save us from spending money on that.
What does mending work on? Like, Nico's just said our shit's broke, so to me that's not something a cantrip can fix, but someone corrects me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to understand what exactly shithole I've started into. Like, I'm trying to understand. We don't have money, we don't have functioning armor, we don't have functioning weapons. We're lucky to have HP apparently, and we're also apparently lucky to have had a long rest. So it's like, so then what are we doing? Like, it feels like we're just hobos. Respectfully. Like, I don't know what we're... Like, I feel like it's kind of a setup for us to start an evil campaign. Like, I feel like we should just go get some money. Like, really, if we're in a town that's so hostile towards us and we were forcibly put here, I suggest we go get money.
As far as I know, mending works on anything that's not organic. So, like...
Not organic?
Like, anything that's broken, and it's not for mending wounds, it's for mending anything that doesn't require wounds.
Or magic. So
like,
yeah, your armor would work.
Yeah, like a broken wheel, broken armor, broken sword.
How long is this casting time, Alex?
It's instant.
It's 1 minute.
Oh.
Okay.
As long as the breaker tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, I can mend it. So like I can cast this multiple times and fix stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just will be spending quite a bit of time doing
Yeah,
it.
he could just sit there and just cast mending forever long it takes to make something not broke.
It can do pretty.
And we have plenty of time to kill.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty basic repairs. If your sword was shattered into multiple pieces, I probably couldn't fix that. But like if a strap broke on your armor, I can fix that. If you've got a crack in your armor, I can fix that. Kind of basic stuff like that. And then honestly, I think what Daisy suggested earlier about, because I don't give a shit if my adventuring guild pass is real or not, we should probably go that route.
Is everyone okay with that?
It's just a fucking piece of paper. I'm gonna go adventure and do whatever the fuck I want, but if this little fucking piece of paper gets me gold, which is also a dumb concept, works for me.
Yippee!
All right. So you guys spend a couple hours at this point, allowing Tig to repair your armor to the best of their ability, and thankfully, none of you guys having anything magical, you were able to get yourself in a more presentable look. And as nighttime rolls around, the lights turn on around the city. You sneak out, or you don't really sneak out, but you leave your stable area finally, and you can smell the freshly made food of the inside of the inn as you leave the premise and you make your way over to the upper northern region. You head into the Apothecary's Manor, and you follow Reg as Reg takes you along the back door route, and as given by Dr. Zerg, you find yourself now within access to the apothecary's personal quarters, and you can smell lavender in the air, and the sound of a fresh running bath is actively happening in the back of the room. So, who's taking a shower first?
I would like to say, hey, I'm gonna check it out. Make sure it isn't like a trap.
All right.
Just in case.
All right. So you enter into the bath, and the bath itself has a couple of minor mementos, and you can see some symbols towards your guild, and you can even see a couple of minor trophies. And looking inside, you can even see what appears to be a couple of jars of eyeballs and preserved hearts. But other than that, the bath itself is there, and it seems safe as you look.
Okay, I'll gesture to my party. Say, it's safe.
I'm gonna immediately shove my way past Reg and immediately start undoing my harness, my rope harness, that is around my chest. I barge my way into the bath. I don't care if any of these young whippersnappers watch me undress or not. I'm so focused on getting clean. I don't give a fuck. I am immediately robing to bathe.
Communal showers?
No, it's like a giant. It's like an enlarged jacuzzi.
Dimitri is like shielding his eyes, like, oh god, like, and like trying not to look. He's very embarrassed.
So if we're bathing, we're all getting naked in front of each other and bathing in front of each other, is what you're saying.
If you
I
wanted
think
to.
it sounds like it's one large bath that could fit multiple people at once
Oh,
if
God.
we wanted to. I am choosing, now that Reg is like, it's safe, I waste no time immediately disrobing myself and like, here, I shove my loosened rope at Reg as I'm like fighting off my chainmail, completely unbothered by whether or not people are watching.
Oh boy. The
Crazy
desperation to
coloring.
get clean, I don't know if it'll override her. I don't want to get naked in front of people.
So I will say,
I'll just say ladies first.
I just look back and go like, "Well, suit yourself. I'm getting fucking clean."
sits in the bath fully armored. So
Yeah, same.
you guys spend about probably longer than you really should as you guys kind of mix and match who's joining in, who's waiting. Some of you get in the bath together. Some of you take the time to have the bath to yourself. It takes you guys about, well, depending how long you guys want to shower, it takes you a while as you guys rotate, clean, and dry yourselves off throughout the night. And you finally, removing the stench of filth from yourselves, you find a moment to rest. And do you guys wish to spend the night inside the apothecary's house?
Oh yeah.
Have we spent the full day already just hanging out here?
More or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Also, I would like to note that Dimitri is very embarrassed, and like you notice that he like sniffs himself, trying to be subtle but not, and is kind of like, oh god, and then he begrudgingly kind of like starts disrobing and does join the bath.
there we go. So as you wait for a brief moment, you guys finally dry yourselves off, rest for the night, and Ortho kind of like hides himself from you all as you're getting disrobed. He's like, oh, the indecency. And you all go to sleep, cleaned, full, and you sleep, and you hear a knock at the door.
I only have to sleep 4 hours.
Love that.
Do we get our HP
Well,
back?
Yes, full HP. It's this would be a fully rested long rest.
I only slept 4 hours because that's all I need. I would like to observe everyone, essentially, and like keep watch.
Okay.
So am I awake before someone knocks on the door?
I'll say yes. You notice that there is an armored individual with a hood on his head, kind of pacing around the back of the door.
Do I recognize the stature or anything?
He appears to be a Githyanki soldier. He's wearing too heavy of armor to be anyone from your guild.
Okay. I'm going to... How long into this night's rest has this been?
Around the 4.5 hour mark.
Okay. I'm gonna be partially clothed and say, "Hey, sorry, a little busy in here. Got a lady in here."
The Githyanki kind of like takes one up. Pardon me. Okay. Hello. I am looking for a tabaxi. I heard rumors that there was a tabaxi in that building.
There was what?
A tabaxi, a catfolk.
Oh, I thought you continued. My internet's been cutting out.
Sorry.
How tall? As I kind of like am looking over it. It's like, how tall?
Rather tall, close to your height. I believe orange furred. I believe I heard reports that there was a
Keep my
tabaxi
eye
in
out.
this location. Well,
Well, I only have a lady in here,
I see. Well,
so
if you see anyone matching that description of tabaxi, please have them visit the Warriors Hall. Come anytime you can see. I'm in desperate need of finding them.
Okay, can I get a name?
Yes, their name is Daisy, like the flower.
I meant yours.
Oh, yes. My name is Captain Varn.
Thank you, sir. I will let you know. I'll get my lady and stuff all settled in, and we'll be on the lookout in the morning. Thank you.
Rest well then. Thank you. And the Githyanki soldier kind of walks away as he walks away with his plate mail, and he appears to hold on to a torch, and he seems to be still looking for Daisy, but in a different location.
Cool. Glad that worked. Meta. I'm just gonna slowly close the door and sit back down.
Okay. You go through this of the night with having no additional instances of any problems, and the morning breaks out once again, and you can hear the sound of the apothecary from the other side of the room opening up. And after you hear what sounds like to be some steps leisurely walking towards the direction of the private quarters.
How soon after the sunrise do they come in?
Like an hour or so. This would be like around opening time for most businesses.
Okay. As soon as it's been another 4 hours or so, I will wake them up. Before then, quietly, so we don't end up in this kind of situation.
Okay.
I would like to put that out there, that I would like to wake them up as soon as I see light.
All right. So you've all been kind of woken up by Reg, whether nicely or kind of aggressively, but you have all kind of getting through your morning grogginess, and you can all faintly hear the sound of footsteps walking towards the direction of the apothecary's quarters. I had struck that. And the door slowly begins to open, and you can see Dr. Zerg peeks out of the room, and you can see Dr. Zerg. She lets out a smile, and she says, "My, you did get a couple of pals, didn't you?"
Yes, sorry, we're on our way out.
Yes, but did you sleep? Did you manage to get some sleep in?
Yes, I always do. Thank you.
Good. Now, you best be off quickly. I don't want to hear anyone bitching and moaning about the fact that you're in this house. But remember, until your situation's fixed, you are excommunicated from most other guild services.
I understand.
Be safe, Reg.
Thank you.
And Zerg kind of...
Thank you, man.
And then I'm gonna start slowly shoving people out. Be like, Daisy, why the fuck is this person looking for you?
Huh? Someone's looking for me?
Captain Vaughn? Van?
Captain Vaughn is looking for me? Unexpected.
Yes.
Didn't think you'd come. Where did he say you wanted me?
Meta, where did they...
The Warriors Guild, the Warriors Hall, located in the very north end of the building behind the Guild Hall.
Okay. That.
Ooh, let's go. Come. Guys, you'll love the place.
Okay. So Daisy at this moment in time is yelling at everyone to basically get up and out of there, get up and get walking. And you are now, if you're willing, following Daisy to what appears to be the Warriors Hall, located in the north end of the building.
I would like to grab Daisy by the scruff of the neck and be like, whoa, I want more answers.
Oh, Captain Vaughn? He's my captain. I was part of his specific legion in the army.
So, someone we can trust?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. I start going.
Okay.
Now clothed.
Now clothed. Does anyone else? Does everybody else wish to follow, or do you guys wish to kind of stay in the back of the apothecary's manor for a while?
I'll follow.
I'll
I
follow.
follow.
Okay.
Just
I don't have a
quietly.
better idea.
So, as all of you kind of follow Daisy, you see Daisy is just gleefully walking through the street as they're getting closer and closer towards the Warriors Hall, and you're watching as a large amount of Githyanki soldiers of various armor types and ranks are all walking around, training and conversing with one another. You notice that there is an adult red dragon perched upon the top of the tower just next to the Warriors Hall, and the red dragon kind of stares at you, and it kind of like lets a very light hiss and purr as its like neck muscles kind of like jolt and jiggle. And you see as two Githyanki warriors look at you, and they immediately put what appears to be two platinum colored long great swords in an X, and they start yelling at you in Gith. In Daisy, you speak Gith, am I right?
That is correct.
All right. So the Githyanki yelling at you in Gith, yet they speaking towards the direction of everybody. Halt! Who goes there? You can't enter the hall. Only Gith warriors and militarians are allowed in.
Hello. It says I, Daisy, reporting. Captain Varn wishes to speak with me.
Daisy? Wait a minute. What? Meta, really quick, remind me, did you kill someone or were you faked death?
I was framed.
Okay. I had to double check that. So you watch for a brief moment and they look to you in confusion. Didn't you go to what? And as the warriors are all confused, you watch as a door opens and you watch as Captain Varn appears before you once again, Daisy. And Captain Varn appears to be a very elderly looking Gith, not sharing the same aesthetics as some other Githyanki commonly. His marks are kind of faded from age. He's wearing various religious symbols dictating that of Vlaakith. And he looks to you in a very stoic manner. And he just looks behind you and speaking once again in Gith, let them pass. They're with me. And you watch as the soldiers give a very brief like salute, and they just say, yes, Kithrak. And the soldiers back off, and Varn, he kind of takes a step back, leads Daisy in, and he looks to the rest of the party, and he kind of speaks in common. Come, foreigners. Please come in.
I follow.
I go.
You enter inside of the Githyanki Warriors Guild Hall, and from wall to wall, this place is riddled with various types of trophies, various types of weaponry, and a large amount of Githyanki warriors are all staring at you as you are basically not supposed to be here in their eyes, but you are being escorted by Captain Varn. And everyone kind of does like a wide berth of Varn as he shows command in this room. And you enter into his own personal private quarters. And put that there. So, unless you guys wanted to be like in the rabble, you're all currently inside of Captain Varn's private estate room. And then put him right there. Varn takes a moment and he sits himself upon a large crimson red leather chair, and he gestures over you to sit down, and behind him apparently is a large conspiracy web with various types of maps and news articles.
What language are they in?
They are in multiple languages: Elvish, Common, Dwarvish. They appear to be newspapers from all sorts of places.
I see you started a passion project, Captain.
Unfortunately, Daisy, your departure from my platoon was not something I had planned, and even more so, it rubbed me the wrong way, as you have begrudgingly taught me to say. Daisy, I don't believe you did what you did.
Nope, totally didn't. I need you to believe me.
I do. But what's worse is that this hasn't been the first time this has happened. I've been having reports from multiple contacts throughout the realms of the continent, and in addition to that, I've been having multiple men be framed for what is being happened to you. I've lost around 50 men in the past 3 months alone because of these circulating rumors of issues.
Oh, that's not good at all.
No. I believe that there is someone is stealing people and putting under the false guise of egregious crimes. I've even heard something as simple as people refusing to pay for bread are being sent to prisons all across the continent. And I fear there's an issue happening. When I heard of a tabaxi walking along the main roads, and even more so, staying within the realms of the inns here, I had to find out for myself it was true. My friend, I am sorry that you had to go through what you do, and it seems you've earned yourself the company of some other people.
Oh yeah, we met them in prison. Ended up being my cellmates. They're pretty nice.
I apologize in advance for any tomfoolery that Daisy may have put you through.
That's not very nice.
I'm just gonna say it all worked out in the end. Again, I'm sorry for having to lie. I didn't know.
If I'm
Who you
being
were.
honest, Daisy actually saved all of us. We would have died back there had he not thought to put the book in the moonlight. So.
Yes, Daisy was indeed a very ingenious fellow. And you watch as Ortho kind of like peers up from behind the party as he's kind of floating around. Daisy and everyone here, from what I believe, have been, as you said, wrongly accused of the various crimes. I believe you are right, sir. And you watch as he is just staring at this book, and you can see a bewildered face upon his look. And like I say, mate, Daisy, what is this?
Oh, that's just Ortho. He's a very ancient old man who became a buck and is currently being hunted down by another cat.
Another cat?
Arthur, can you please explain in common, not Daisy?
Yes, of course. Captain, I believe from what you are seeing, I've been sealed for a time, and as of late, the prison that I was held under was using prisoners and other people to excavate my temple in order to try to find me. These folks here managed to find me first before a dark mage was able to obtain me. I believe our circumstances are connected. A dark mage, you say? Does anyone have any? Do any of you have any details about things that might have happened to you? People that might have taken you away, or the encounters like the dark mage?
I mean, don't we all have those red cloaked figures in common?
Red cloaks, you say?
I got escorted to the new prison by a bunch of red cloaked folk.
There was a mentioning of red cloaked individuals in recent politic news happening, mostly within the realms of Fyrex and in the realms of the Elvish kingdoms. I've been receiving reports that some people marking red cloaks and a large V on their backs have been, oddly enough, involved in more of these recent kidnappings or appropriation of criminals. And I believe you people might be something that might be the thing that I need to help conclude one of my upcoming theories as of now. I will say this here and now.
Do you have anything from the Thieves Guild?
I try my best not to be too involved with that guild, but the guildmaster of the Thieves Guild has been reportedly seen walking around some of the northern wintered regions as of late.
Thank you.
Daisy, would you be willing
Yes,
to join back in the ranks in order to help solve this issue of the kidnapping issues?
I would, Captain, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be well welcomed.
For now, we'll keep you away from the realms of the capital until we can properly prove your case, but I believe if you are willing to help me out with an upcoming theory that I have, we might be able to, at the minimum, expose the involvement of this red cult.
If those are your orders, Captain, I'll do my best to help.
These aren't orders technically yet. At this moment in time, I'm asking you as a friend and as a person who is, from what I understand, potentially here illegally. So, to everyone here in this room, I offer you an accord. If you allow me to use you in the respects of finding out more about the Red Cult, I may temporarily conscript you into the Githyanki military to at least be noticed as a member of this kingdom for now. This should allow you to be treated properly in regards to everything that's been going on within this kingdom.
I'm willing to help, but do not wish to be noticed.
Considering the fact that all of you escaped a very high security prison, although I don't know when you escaped because you were quite a ways away. Anyway, digressing. For now, I have the need of your expertise in regards to being an outside eye. And he pulls up a large desk of what appears to be a map area. And he brings up a couple of objectives that he needs your help to help investigate. At this moment in time, in regards to the realms nearby, he needs 3 things to be assisted with. Number 1, there is a missing prisoner transport at a nearby mountain pass located just north of the outpost here. There was a large shipment of prisoners being taken by a representative of the Red Cloaks, and reports say that they potentially got captivated inside one of the locations here. We need you to help confirm the safety of the prisoners, whether or not they are innocent or guilty. The next thing is we need to confirm the presence of the Thieves Guild Guildmaster, because at this moment in time, we have heard reports that members of their own groups and their guilds have been suffering from this issue as well. So you may need to eventually make your way into the capital. And lastly, we need you to assist us with something. At this moment in time, my troops are too far spread about with all the recent issues of the imprisoned troopers. We need you to help deal with a mind flare issue at a nearby village.
Mind flare. Dimitri kind of just shrugs, is like, I have nowhere else to go.
Then
Will you arm us?
I can provide you basic weapons at this moment in time. And then
What
last...
fucking weapons do I have?
So yeah, at this moment in time, you guys are able to obtain basic plus, like, you can obtain a single +1 weapon of your choice. It will not be considered magical. It'll just be of a higher graded quality.
Ooh.
So you can choose a singular weapon.
Nice. Well, Captain, two of those issues should be pretty easy to deal with. It's just the confirming the presence of this Master the Thieves Guild might be beyond our current scope, seeing as technically I am an escaped prisoner, so my immediate presence there might set things off. Unless there are
Go ahead. Sorry.
Unless we had some like what's the word I'm looking for here? Passes? Some type of fake parole, maybe?
I believe, if nothing else, if you give me a brief moment, I should be able to give you some military combat passes that will allow you to be shown as conscripted troopers. That way, most of the checkpoints will not judge you too harshly. And if they give you any question, that you can claim that you are serving military time to shave off your sentences.
Okay.
That works.
Right. Well, if anything else, I can at least provide you the passes now, but if anything, for each task, I will of course be sure to properly compensate you with the money that you may need. And with the combat passes, you'll be able to receive at least basic travel from point A to point B until you're finished.
I perk up with money.
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 As I learn to trust you more, I might be able to help you with the Thieves Guild. I might have been excommunicated essentially of it, but I still know my ways around.
It will be helpful. Now, for meta purposes, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to deal with the missing prisoners in the snowy mountains? Deal with a mind flare? Which of those two would you think would be the best use of your skills and resources at this time?
I mean, we just initiated a prison break at a highly secure facility. I feel like that's probably our skill set at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'm in support of that. I think that's a good plan.
All right. Ortho looks to you all. Shall I accompany you then? I can provide knowledge, and, if needed, I can provide moral support. Because at this moment in time, due to the severity of that teleportation spell, I am out of magic for quite some time.
But you're a bug. How do you run out of magic?
It requires a vast number of pages. Think of it like every time I had to cast a spell, I had to rip out a large portion of my hair.
Why would you rip out a large portion of your hair?
Materialistic requirements.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you along rather than anywhere else.
Wonderful then. Captain, we will bid you farewell, but the weapons that you promised my compatriots here will be very much appreciated. And Captain Varric looks at you. Yes. Yes. Just head to the armory with the combat passes, and they'll get you outfitted with some standard items. And so the Captain Varus will now give you all a combat badge, which in this case is a platinum colored metal. Basically, think of like a concert ticket, where it's just like a long rectangular piece of metal with Githyanki writing on it, and then it has a lanyard strip inside it for if you wanted to hold on to your necks. They themselves it's worth about like 5 gold if you want to sell it, but these will allow you to gain access to Githyanki checkpoints and be considered conscripts for the military.
Sweet.
So as you guys leave the captain's office, you find yourselves now outside towards the armory section that was initially directed towards you, and you see another Githyanki quartermaster is working out a series of weapons, and he's just like pressing along a large grinding wheel, and you can see various Githyanki fashioned weapons. All of them are sterling silver, and for Daisy, you can feel the psionic resonance of the weapons themselves with the Githyanki's strong mental prowess.
Ooh. Such a familiar feeling.
As you approach the weapons hall, the quartermaster turns to you, and it appears to be a Githyanki man who is currently shirtless, wearing what appears to be very thick leather pants at this moment in time. And he turns to you, and he can see the combat passes on your persons, and he looks bewildered, but then he kind of takes a moment to breathe in. New conscripts, and even more so foreigners of that. We really are in desperate times then. Right then. My name is Quartermaster Krill. I am the weapon master here for this fort. With you being conscripts, you are allowed one weapon or one piece of armor given to you by this here forge. State what you want, and it shall be yours.
Oh.
Wait, what'd you say his name was again?
Krill.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that answer.
So for meta purposes, you can choose any one weapon that you are proficient with, and it'll be considered at a +1 rate. These will not be magical, but these will be of a higher quality.
Hell yeah.
Or if you wish to have an armor piece, you can choose an armor that is like more standard, or you can choose a shield that's also +1.
Can I do a +1 shield, please?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
And God will be right back.
What?
My dog.
No. I was just gonna ask about armor.
That sucks. You get none. You weren't fast enough.
I know.
Alright, God's back.
God's back. Is the armor just, it's all standard armor?
Yes, standard armor. Basically, you can get upgraded +1 armor.
Wait. So it's +1 armor.
Yes.
Okay. What up to what kind?
Let me pull up my armor table here. Obviously not like plate mail or anything like that, but
Right.
so for the light armor category, it can he can give you +1 leather or padded armor. For medium armor, he can give you hide, a chain shirt, or scale mail. And for heavy armor, he can give you ring mail or chain mail.
Leo is taking that +1 chainmail,
All right, you have a +1 chain mail.
or chain shirt, rather.
Yes.
Yep, okay.
Where?
Hmm.
So they +1 leather armor, I suppose.
Okay.
What's your heaviest weapon here?
We have great swords.
Perfect. I shall take one.
All right, you receive a +1 greatsword. And Daisy, due to your backstory, you also can sense the psionic powers. So this will do 1d4 psychic damage because of your training.
Daisy, as you're handed this massive great sword, I'm just gonna be like casually leaning against the wall, swinging my small meteor hammer, watching you. And after you're like as you're walking away with this giant sword, I'm gonna kind of like look unimpressed up at your sword and say, you know, it's not always the size of the weapon that counts.
Oh, of course. I just like to be intimidating.
You're just gonna hear my voice in the back of your head. It's how you use it.
Wherever you are in the shop tag, I like snap my fingers and point at you and like raise my eyebrows.
Oh shoot, did I miss out on a dick joke?
God.
I'm just gonna like laugh and like kind of like nod towards you, Daisy, and say, it's okay, soon enough we'll see who's better at using what. And I'm just kind of like swinging my meteor hammer as I stroll out of the shop.
All right. So
I've been good at using it.
So now you all gather your military issued weapons and you get yourselves prepared, and a lot of people here are now hearing a lot about your combat passes. A lot of people are talking about Daisy, how Daisy is supposedly shaving off their sentence because of the combat pass. And a lot of people are thinking that you're probably gonna die very quickly. You're hearing like people snorting in common every so often. I bet they'll walk into a temporal rift and they'll get ripped in half, or they'll probably even get hit by a dragon. You know, accidents happen. But
I'm gonna look towards the closest person who says this and reply in Githyanki. If you wish to test your might, I can gladly split you from head to toe.
Damn,
As
that's a
we
good
are-
thing I don't understand Gith.
Yes,
I
I
don't
don't
either.
understand GIF, but like we just had been making jokes about overcompensation in the armory, and so as we're walking, I hear Daisy like step up and go toe to toe with this Githyanki, and I was like, I'm gonna say, Daisy, what was I literally just saying? Sheath it, your ego and your. I'm gonna like gesture to the like interaction, say all that.
Daisy, when you talked mad shit to this Githyanki puts up his fist in like a brawl, like a put up your fist kind of thing. How do you respond? Because he's pissed. He wants to fight.
Is Captain Thorn outside at this moment?
There's a lot of witnesses, but he's not outside.
Please, Mozzie, can I please? He wants to go at a fist fight with me.
Don't you feckin' dare. We just got passes.
Can I know I play Baldur's Gate, so I know that the Gith value strength and probably would enjoy us kicking this guy's ass for talking shit to our face. But I don't necessarily know that as a hero. Do you want me to roll history?
Yes, please roll history and see how well you would assume Githyanki cultures.
Oh, good, a -1. I rolled a 6. 5. I've rolled a 5.
Unfortunately, you're too foreign to the concept. You can roll
from this area.
Oh yeah, that would act. How about you roll a history?
You roll, Reg, because that's not gonna do well no matter what I do here.
I'll say Reg
I'm
because
the int one.
Reg, I would say in this case, roll with advantage because of your backstory.
Dope. Hello? I didn't do that.
Nice. All right. Yes, Reg, you would assume that with your knowledge of overall, you know that Githyanki do, as JD said, they do value strength, and they do value they're very prideful and proud people. In this case, Daisy walking away would save face, but the Githyanki would hold it for the rest of his life, saying, "Haha, I showed the foreigner who's boss."
I'm just gonna pull back and be like, let them cook.
Okay.
All right, let them cook. So, Daisy, you see before you now this Githyanki who has a weapon in his back. He's currently just trying to fisticuff you right now in regards to you talking your to you retaliating with him talking shit? What do you want to do?
I am going to, in his face, cast off my armor, let it drop, and I'm gonna shove my new greatsword so far down into the ground that it actually sticks, sit my foot on top of it, and open my arms wide, letting him come at me.
All right, roll a D100 plus your unarmored attack, and we're basically gonna roll a percentage thing, percentile dice.
D100 plus my unarmed attack. Whoop, I forgot to roll. There we go. 26.
You rolled lower than you actually. Holy fuck. So yes, Daisy, as you do say that, so you take your sword, you put it to the ground, this very fresh new sword, as you just jam into stone, and you hold your arms out, inviting him to swing at you, and this Githyanki, probably not taking you any seriously, he just does the widest, most telegraphed swing possible. And Daisy, you take like basically a half step and you sucker punch him into the gut, causing him to fall onto your shoulder. And in a little bit of like a distasteful fashion, you just kind of like give him a little pat on his back, and he tries to jump back at you and just like, what the fuck? And it causes him to slip on the ice. You pounce onto him, you give him like 2 hard bam in the face, and it takes a moment as you look as he just holds his hands up to his face, like trying to prevent him from saying hit me more. You realize that you have won, and you back up a little bit. The Githyanki lies to the ground as he very quickly loses. And you grab your sword. The 2 other Githyanki people look, and you hear in Gith, "You lost to a foreigner with a combat pass. You don't even deserve the rank you have." And then they proceed to call him a Githyanki slur for basically a weak little bitch.
I'm responding, Githyanki. Don't be too hard on him. I'm actually from this place, don't you know?
The Githyanki that you just beat his ass, he spits to the ground. "I know who you are, cat. I know a lot of things. But Daisy..." And he kind of like, he slumps back to the ground, just a little bit tired, and his blood kind of trickling on his cheek. You've won the fight, Daisy. You pick up your sword and you rejoin your party after a very brief 30-second skirmish.
Shit.
Not as cool as I wanted it to be, but that's bad. That's alright. Alright, you guys ready?
I am compulsively tying and retying my hair around one of my fingers as I'm just glaring up at you. I'm gonna say, did you have fun with that?
I did.
A sword measuring contest?
It was a great sword measuring contest. And I was bigger.
I'm just gonna like shake my head in disappointment and just kind of like turn around and walk away and just be like, oh, young men and their need to prove themselves, just kind of like grumbling to myself about the youths.
I'll give you a little punch on the shoulder and be like, good job.
It was gonna be easy anyway.
So after that brief show of strength, you gather yourselves around, and you can see that there's a nearby stable with a cart ready, and you all approach the nearby stable master. You guys have a choice to either A, take a cart where one person drives, everybody else rides, or you can all have individual horses.
I'm gonna look at the
cart would be more convenient.
Most likely a cart.
Yeah, I can definitely
Then
see
we
one rogue horse going sideways.
Yeah.
All right.
Carts can also carry a lot more than just people too, so.
Okay. So you show them the combat pass. They look in curiosity as you are given a cart for your mission, and you're given you watch as the man like reaches around into a saddle, and he puts a piece of paper and he kind of nails it to the side of your cart. Daisy, for you, these are basically military orders. that shows that you acquired this cart legally, and the cart is for a certain use versus being used as a merchant's cart. At this moment in time, with the cart being able to travel, give or take, like 10 miles an hour, it'll take you guys about roughly like 4 hours to get to the mountain peak where the people are at. You are warned, however, that the blizzards and snowstorms are happening pretty dangerously in that area, so it is requested you be very mindful and careful as you navigate your way through the region.
Question: Were
Yeah.
we able, before we leave, were we able to get like clothes for the cold?
They give you like standard blankets, but not like full winter gear.
Okay. Just wanted to cover that base.
That's good.
Because, again, my character is very intelligent.
Yes.
I am not.
No. Yeah. No. Due to you guys being conscripts, they currently just give you standard like warm blankets.
Cool.
Yeah, they give you standard blankets, torches, and a week's worth of rations.
Dope.
So, who is going to drive the cart?
Daisy would
Uh,
ask to drive
I
the
can't.
Yeah, who has a good animal handling?
I say I have pretty good animal handling.
Mine's good, but I do not have proficiency in land vehicles.
Okay. So, Feyre will be the team's driver.
Yay!
So as you make your way to the cart, you all gather around, and as you're all riding along the main road, from what you can tell, you guys are currently piloting at about 10 miles an hour. It would take you guys about a half day's journey to get to the next outpost if you wanted to like go from outpost to outpost. But
Okay.
as you guys are riding along the way, you can see that there are a couple of people with very iced up and very damaged looking carts. The people that are along the roads you're driving along appear to have gone through some kind of an issue. As you can see, some of them are limping and walking along their damaged cart.
Feyre is going to bring our cart to a stop because goody goody two shoes cleric sees people in need and she's going to stop and help them.
Okay. So the cart stops, and you guys are now watching as Feyre is now mending the wounds of what appears to be a couple of citizens and merchants.
Yeah.
Can I keep an eye on them?
Yes, you can.
I would go over with so like when Feyre stops the cart, I kind of like watch what she's doing, and after like a moment of watching her, I go like the very like classic Midwestern dad, like, well, I'm gonna slap my hands and stand up and then like let myself down off the cart to like go and supervise her work. Maybe like every now and then maybe guiding her hand a little bit to be like, no, support the joint here, and just like kind of like helping her like through it and kind of watching a little bit.
Oh.
Is anything broken?
Their tarp that would cover the weather for the cart is broken, and a couple pieces of slash marks. Ty, if you want, you can roll investigation while you're healing the cart, and then Feyre, roll a medicine check, please, while with advantage because you have Mazikeen guiding you.
Oh, I'm a mentor. Yeah.
My mentor.
Well, I just rolled a natural 20 for a 27.
Hey.
Mentorship, my dude.
Hey.
Alrighty. So Ty, you notice that there are a couple of bludgeon marks on the side of the cart and a couple of large claw marks along the cart itself. It appears that the cart was attacked by something.
It looks nature in origin, beastly in origin. Can I, though I'm not familiar with this area per se, can I try and figure out what it might have been?
Yeah, roll survival.
Sick.
So Feyre, for you and Mazikeen, the two of you are kind of like supervising, going through medical plans and helping these people out. You ended up fixing one of the individual's sprained ankles. You heal some minor wounds off them, and you give them basic medicine and bandaging to help them out. And in thanks of your efforts, one of the individuals provides you a sack of 50 gold.
Hey.
Damn.
And as well as
See, it pays to be kind.
and also a warning for you all.
Oh boy.
You just had to say that, didn't you, Farah? It pays to be kind. They come with a warning.
What do you want? Speaking of, she's gonna give 25 of it to Mazikeen.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. Finally, I'm not broke.
I'm not broke. Yeah. They are warning you that there is a tribe of ice trolls in the mountain pass ahead. They were able to get away from them due to the blizzard. However, there has been a fair number of convoys been ransacked by the ice troll tribe. There is said to be a large ogre amongst them.
Huh.
And with that,
That's pretty consistent with my role for nature, for survival.
with an 18, yes, you can see that the broken marks appear to be that of like large clubs, and the claw marks appear to be that something of like a larger than humanoid creature. And you can see a couple like clumps of like snow white hair. So with that information, you would put two and two together that they are not lying.
Okay.
With that, you watch as the cart people kind of get up with their now freshly repaired cart, and they make their way out towards Calyx Shack to the best that they can. And you now realize that within the next 2 hours, you'll be entering into a frost troll territory.
Can I roll to see if I know anything about them?
Sure. Roll a survival.
Damn it. I'm intelligent, not wise.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fucking 4.
Okay, unfortunately with a 4, no dice on that. Daisy, with you being from this area for a while, ice trolls themselves are typically more animalistic and very brutish style creatures. Within this region, ice trolls are a mutation from the normal trolls that you may find from the other mainland areas. Due to the wild magic in this region, ice trolls are said to have some form of hyper regeneration, and they typically can summon snowstorms.
Right.
Well, if we do encounter any sudden snowstorms, that might be the work of an ice troll. Also, they're very hard to take down. Like,
Great.
say you cut an arm, it's definitely gonna regenerate that back. How fast? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really fought one.
Okay, fuck. Meta, given this context, perchance, since there are at least 2 clerics in this party, perchance we rest, a long rest, and allow us to change out some spells here that might be more beneficial knowing kind of what we know. Just cause, right.
I have a lot of healing spells, so don't worry.
Okay.
Like, most of my kit is healing.
Heard.
Most of it is healing, and then, like, a few, obviously I've got Spiritual Weapon and Guiding Bolt for some damage.
Does anyone know if frost trolls are vulnerable to fire?
I'm gonna guess that they are.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna make an
Yes.
educated guess.
Daisy would like to make a survival check to remember that, unless it's the last one that included it.
Due to you have never fought them before, I would say you haven't known. Everyone besides Date. Let's see. Trying to think. You guys can roll history to see if you've read anything about trolls.
History go.
History. Go.
God.
Damn,
Oh,
right.
Jesus Christ, Ridge.
Nat 20 life.
Why do any of us even try?
I love how like all of like we've the 2 nat 20s we've had we haven't even done in combat yet, so that's great.
It's for this. It's called setup. All right. So from what you, Reg, with you having heard some funny stories from your guildmates in the past, you have heard that it is a common survival tactic to burn ice trolls to prevent them from regenerating as fast. So fire slows down regeneration.
Fire, dope.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'll relay that to my party.
Okay.
Sick. I'm set then. I got all the fire stuff.
So
I've only got a little bit.
as you guys are
I say we burn these motherfuckers.
man. All right. So as you all are riding your way, you notice as you get to about like the very base end of the map of the region.
Time out. Time out. Did we agree to take a long rest so that the clerics can change out their spells?
I would like to agree, but at the same time, we are in the middle of nowhere. So anything could attack us during that long rest.
You could set up camp if you wanted.
I'll keep watch.
We only have.
I'll keep
well,
watch.
we could try and find some shelter.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We can make a snow shelter.
Yeah.
Not quite an igloo, but if you pack enough snow and then melt the snow inside of the cave you make, it makes a pretty decently warm little fort.
We'll kind of have to hide the card as well. But if you guys are willing to take the risk.
We
Sorry, my cat came out.
I'm willing
That's
to
worth
take it.
It's worth a shot.
Okay. So
Are you okay over there?
Sorry. Yes. Let's do it.
Okay.
so you all take a moment and you find a region that's a little less windy as you're kind of like right on the very edge of a nearby blizzard, and you guys kind of gather around to the best of your ability. Everybody roll a D100 plus your survival, and we're gonna see how well you guys can make a makeshift shelter in a snowy region storm spot. I believe in you. That's a nat 1.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys ever watched religiously Man vs. Wild, but if you are ever in Druid in real life can tell you that if you are ever in deep snow or in heavy snow, honest to God, one of the best ways to protect yourself and have shelter is to literally dig into the snow and make a cave in the snow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just dig a fucking little cave in the snow, and then like the heat from like a fire or whatever melts the snow on the inside, and then it freezes, and you've got a nice little.
My lord.
You bet your sweet ass. My real druid energy came through on those rolls. As I was walking, I rolled the dice and it worked in my favor.
Mazakeen's like on it right now.
So Mazakeen puts on the leadership hat as Mazakeen's and Reg too. Reg just has the carry skills today. Reg is the main character tonight.
I mean, it also makes sense that Reg would know how to do this too.
So
The current druid in the party is not from the snowy regions.
love to see it. So Mazakeen and Reg, you two kind of are the orchestrators as everyone kind of follows your lead as you're shoveling snow, packing it away. You're using basic fire magic that Dimitri and Tig have as you're all kind of moving things around, and you make a not an igloo, but a sufficient enough shelter to get you guys going for a long time. And it's enough to get it done. It's enough to get it done. You kind of check on your horses every so often throughout the night to make sure they're not fucking freezing. But you guys take a long rest through the night, and you hear the sound of dragon roars coming from the southern regions, as every so often, for anyone who like looks outside along the moonlight, you can see dragons actively flying around. And
Nice.
and you all go through a long rest at this time, and you wake up rested, fresh to the morning, and there's currently is not a snowstorm in the prisoners' mountain area right now. The weather is in your favor.
Get up, let's go.
All right. So you pack up camp, you leave your makeshift igloo for those who find it, and you get into arrive what appears to be a small little mountainous little checkpoint area. You can see some abandoned cabins and some merchants who have been sleeping in here to wait out the storm. And above you is a large, craggy mountain with large amounts of peaks and a large amount of mist along the top end of the area. And as far as you know, your first objective to help out the captain is to find, or at least learn, the condition of the prisoners who are trapped on that mountain. And next week will be a combat session against some ice trolls.
Fight, 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 fight.
We.
But congratulations, you guys officially have a quest line and you have objectives now. The goal is now to survive.
Beat up trolls.
Beat up some trolls.
Goal, survive.
But yes,
Goddamn, I was about to make that joke.
with today being an RP session, you guys will of course get a complimentary 500 XP each for your characters.
But yeah.
And then next week will be a combat set for trolls. So good time there.
What is it, 500 XP?
500.
Yeah.
And of course, for anybody who is watching us here today over on YouTube or Twitch, do not forget that we do these Dungeons and Dragons streams every Monday around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time on twitch.tv/NiccoSilverado. And we also have the videos available on our YouTube. And if you guys ever want to come and join us, feel free to join us on live on Mondays, where you can check out myself and my amazing friends as we are playing Dungeons and Dragons in the best way possible, in a way that lets us have fun at the end of the day. But as always, though, guys, have an amazing evening. Thank you guys all for tuning in to another episode of D&D. Next week is combat. Next week is ice trolls. Cowabunga, hoo-ha, hubba hubba. Have a good night, you guys, and bye-bye.